All right, y'all, let's sound crazy and make a lot of sense here real quick, because today is 10/5, October 5th, and it's day 105th/106 if you count or don't count the starting date of the Midnight Hammer. Okay, so got the peace deal going on right now in the midst of the week. We got the 800 generals sent home. DC goes dark when they're sent home. We got that harvest moon showing for the full moon this month. We got the sun and the Libra position, the moon and the Aries position, the Tron Aries movies coming out on 10/10. The Libra is part of that Enter the Dragon as the Bruce Lee, that Hebrews Lee and such, the dragon turns 85 on 11/27, which is a 119 TikTok day, and you're in those 24 hours of the 9/11, which things are going to start sounding loud and louder and louder on the world stage as you're in your 25, which is carrying the over of the 24, which is the first day of the millennium, followed through the first day, wrapping up on the 250 on America with a crowning, and this crowning is part of her birth of a nation, and these different things we've gotten into in the past. But the 6/22/25 Midnight Hammer is a flip-flop mirror of the 7/22/24 Kamala crash day, and we have the Bad Bunny talking about you have 4 months to learn Spanish, and the Super Bowl with the Christ T Noam and the days of Noah and the Ice Age and all those things, and being shown. So this is the collapse in those 42 months since the 7/20/24, 42 months prophet day, and then the next day 7/21 Biden expired his reign, and then Kamala crashed the next day. So all these things are kind of coming into a little thing of reality and twists and turns and stuff like this as these dark lights turn on and the bright lights turn off, and all these things intermingle, and people don't know what's kind of going on as it's just like when you put in a new bulb, your whatever kind of thing, and it's the same room, but things are a little different or brighter, or you don't like the blue, or you don't like the red, or those kinds of things. The Kelvin temperatures, and actually the Calvin stuff was mentioned today on the headlines with the Trump stuff. But either way, so that's also going to be tying to your comic strips and your trips and such, as your Charlie Brown has been playing out, and Charlie Kirk or whatever, and then this is also going to be connecting Calvin and Hobbes, Calvin and Jobs, and this Kamala crash day, the Kamala cover book, 10 minutes audio. 10 minutes audio is here with the AU and the Dio for the dice and those types of things for the ID and the Israel ID, the crowning, and either way. So the gold is tied to your autisms per se, as your Bitcoin. Bitcoin is at your 125 marker, as the Trump did the 250 marker on the seal per se, on the dollar and the dollar and all those things. So boom, 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 folks. It's all like collapsing. If you've been following and such, be like making sense, okay? So the Tron Dow, the Dow, all these things, I could see Tron as that so-called silver, and Bitcoin is the gold, and this would be kind of a flip-flop thing, and then Bitcoin isn't not stabilized, and where it's all wrapped up, and as it's wrapped up, it's going to be distributed out. In the stable's where the so-called Jesus was birthed, and it's also where the anger and all those things, the manger was birthed, and all those things. But The so the 800 generals, the double crowning, Trump doing his military birth, the armies have already gathered for the Christ session in that right hand as far as that, and then the Christ session as far as that, worship his name or his number. No, period. We don't want him here. And those things. But either way, folks, that Enter the Dragon, the Libra, it's all here as your 58s are all showing some signs into your 85s and your 85s, 58s. All those things are trying into your King Spirit, who is 85 in 2020 if he was still alive. And that's when your Corona, the dark sun started to rise, and that Corona tied to your Lord God, the Sun in Psalms 84:11, and that 84:11 is, before you know, is the 11:47, and for those adding sessions to your 48, which is already lined up for you, and the 48 to 1948, 48 here, Netanyahu, born in 49, bringing in that into the generation, wrapping it kind of up. And the spirit of 1776, that's Israel 77. He's turning 76 very soon. And then Trump is 79, which is mirrored on the 76. So that's where all these things are kind of going into a little fashion here. Okay, so that come Allah can happen. That market crash can be as far as where, not like it might be a crash where, like your Bitcoin crash, where it kind of disperses out, or it might be where something crashes into something, as far as like Doge crashing into whatever kind of thing. It may not be like a physical crash or whatever, but we're getting into those points in times where the physical crashes and the timings and the clocks and all these TikTok sessions, 119 and all this is all going in, and the 119 TikTok, do some little numbers and math and such, connects to your 128 peace deal that we connected way back when in 2020. I've been following these things since 2016, 2017, and then started the channel in 2021 when all these things, the trumpets sounded, the world shut down. You had some, not everyone, but this is to help the delusion. Not everyone loses their job, but if you're under these certain rules, rulers of darkness, you will lose your job. Okay, so if you're under the rulers of darkness, those rulers of darkness keep the lights on, per se, and keep the people blinded, so they don't ever understand that they just took Genesis self-replicating thing going on. And now we got the live thing. My client just told me about the new rabies thing they give the dogs. Okay, it's a live RNA self-replicating system. So this is where you start lying down with a beast and shit that you're warned about. They got the robot dogs here for a reason. And we're all like in this little fucking twisted reality right now. Okay, as you're living in, you're about to land in the Tronado with the bricks, the gold bricks, and be landing into the Oz. Okay? Oh, sleepy, sleepy, sleepy time. OZ. Crowning sleep. For the American dream, so we can never see again. We'll be forever blinded. Wake up, Timmy. You can't daydream in my class. Are you woke? We're going to start a new dream where we don't go to sleep. We're daydreaming, where you actually create a whole new world. A whole new world. I won't sing for you right now. I haven't warmed up. We used to do the karaoke back in the day in the Longhorn, getting the old 25-cent Keystones on the old Thursday nights, but we don't do that anymore. Those days are good and gone. That was at the peak of that kind of system on one side, and then it's overlapping and all those little things. And either way, Everything was put into a position for a certain place and time, and the Generation X to the Millennium and the X and to the X app and the Man X and all those things are bridge systems. Okay, and they're a time to connect the bridge system that we have been in under the boomers and the silent generation and all those things before us. Okay, so we'll end it here.